2019 is going down as one of the greatest years of my life, and that is because I have found you. I have found my people. You know, there's no easier way to say it. I love you. Each and every one of you, I love you. And back in April when I started this channel, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. You know, I didn't know what videos I would be posting, what my audience was, what I wanted to do with the channel. I was just posting videos for fun. And here we are 8 months later, going into 2020, 2,000 strong. And that's incredible. For the longest time, like, I've just been this voice behind the videos. Like, you guys don't know too much about me. And after reaching 2,000 subs, you know, it's really unfair that you guys don't know too much about me. I've asked you guys to submit your questions. I got a lot of questions, which is absolutely awesome. So today I'm going to be going through each and every one of them and answering. I will say if I had a question answered twice, then I just picked the question that was answered first, or asked first, I'm sorry. The question that was asked first, I chose that, so I'm not going to be repeating questions. So if you don't see your question in here, it was most likely because I've answered it earlier in the Q&A. Yeah, with that said, I'm super excited to do this video. Yeah, this is totally unedited, just for fun. So if you're working, just, you know, put me off to the side, listen to the audio, not going to be showing anything. Or, you know, just sit back, relax, and watch the vid. It's all up to you what you want to do. It's just for fun. And, yeah, I have a lot of great questions from a lot of you guys, and I'm super excited for this. So, first question. With aero coasters dropping like flies, do you think that any parks will be willing to preserve these aging coasters, or will they go the way of the dodo? Yeah, I think they'll be preserved. The parks that want to put the money into preserving them will preserve them. For instance, Loch Ness Monster. Busch is going to want to keep that ride around for as long as possible. When it comes to Cedar Fair, on the other hand, you know, like with Anaconda and Corkscrew, Cedar Fair, I don't think they're going to want to, you know, keep putting the money into them. Their popularity is declining really fast, and they're a maintenance cost, and I think those rides are going to get going. But like Loch Ness Monster still gets a great amount of ride attendance. People love it to this day. So I think the parks that are willing to put the money in will keep putting the money in. The parks that aren't, you know, those rides, unfortunately, I don't see lasting more than 5 to 10 years. What are the most overrated and underrated roller coasters you have ever ridden? So, overrated, Sky Rush. I could not stand Sky Rush. Sky Rush, I will give credit where credit is due. Amazing layout, amazing airtime moments. I liked Sky Rush for the airtime moments. The most common complaint with Sky Rush are the restraints. I could not stand the restraints. The restraints really killed the experience for me, which is really unfortunate. It has a lot of great things to it. The people that love this ride, they love it, and good for them. If you like intense rides, you're going to like Sky Rush. Not exactly my cup of tea. For underrated, I have to go with my inverts. Got to go with Alpengeist at Busch Gardens Williamsburg and Dragan Flyer at Dollywood. Alpengeist it's rough. I'll give it to that. But it is intense. It's unique. It's really in a beautiful location. And then Dragan Flyer, that thing is small, but it packs a punch. It's short. It's short and sweet, short and powerful. It's down to the point. It's a fun ride. And I can't believe Dragan Flyer is actually a family coaster. Like, if you're in the back row of that thing, yeah, you're going to feel some G's. What's your home park? My home park is, that's actually a really good question because I have not made too many videos on my home park. My home park is Six Flags New England in Agawam, Massachusetts. I don't live in Mass. I live in Connecticut. But, I don't like my home park. I'm one of the few people. I just don't like Six Flags in general. With my home park, there's some really high highs and some really low lows. So many people talk great about Six Flags New England, and that's awesome. They probably see the really good things about it. However, I've been to the park enough where I feel that I'm so close with it that I could be honest about it. You know, when you're so close with something that you're not afraid to talk bad about it. I've had some really bad experiences at Six Flags New England, and that really ruined it for me. Especially, even though I've had a lot more great experiences. With that said, I don't like Six Flags in general. If I had the option to not go to Six Flags, I would, which I do, but they have some good coasters, and that's why I'm going to keep going. But they have so many issues, and yeah, so my home park is Six Flags New England. If you're coming up to Six Flags New England for the day, DM me. I would love to hang out. What was the coaster that got you into coasters? So that was Cheetah Hunt at Busch Gardens, Tampa. That showed me how intense coasters could be. Was not my first coaster, but definitely a contributing factor to becoming an enthusiast. What do you look for in a coaster? I look for a good drop. A good drop and an airtime sequence. If it can have a good drop and airtime sequence, it won me over. Good drop, example of a good drop, B&M Hypers. Back row, they have amazing drops like Mako. And then airtime sequences, whether that's like a quad down or the finale on Steel Vengeance, or even like Behemoth with massive floater hills back to back. Absolutely incredible. If it has an airtime sequence, definitely wins me over. What do we get else? Floater, ejector, or positive G's. Flow ejector is not an option. So, ejector, all the way. You can't go wrong with ejector. There's definitely some great moments of floater. Like the 5-second floater hill on Mako. That's incredible. I love Mako. And a big factor to why I love Mako is that floater hill. But then again, the little ejector hill on Mako, I love that. And just RMC ejectors, RMC ejector hills in general are amazing. And then Intamin does some great ejector too on some of their rides. And yeah, absolutely ejector. And I want to like see if we can start a movement. Can we stop the phrase flowjector and call it lifter airtime? Lifter. So you have floater, ejector, and lifter. Is that a possibility? Like, that'd be kind of cool. Let's start a movement tonight. Let's start a movement. Best B&M Hyper, Invert, Floorless, and Wing. So B&M Hyper, gotta go to Mako. I've been on quite a few B&M Hypers. Yeah, Mako is just, it just blew me away. It doesn't have the stats on its side, but it's got the airtime, the layout, the elements. It just has really nice pacing. It's a great ride. Invert, Montu. Montu is probably a little too high in my personal top 10. Yeah, but with that said, it's a good ride. I mostly like it because of the Batwing. If you're gonna ride Montu, gotta ride back row, far side. So back, left, I think. Go the far seat. That's where you're gonna experience the Batwing the most. And I rode Montu 11 times because of that Batwing, and that's what really made the ride for me. However, a lot of people don't like it as much, and I can understand that. There's not too much to the layout after that, but the Batwing really made it for me. Floorless, we're going back to SeaWorld Orlando for Kraken, and a wing. It's going to be the only wing coaster I've ever ridden. That's Wild Eagle at Dollywood. What new 2020 coaster are you most excited for? Definitely going to try to get on as many new for 2020 coasters as possible. The ones that I'm hopefully going to get on are Pantheon, Iron Gwazi, Candymonium, Jersey Devil, and Texas Stingray. Out of those, Iron Gwazi. Absolutely Iron Gwazi all the way. I am super excited for that. Honestly, looks like an American version of Zadra, and Zadra looks incredible. I can't wait to ride Iron Gwazi and Zadra. What's your credit count? My credit count is 135. It's not exactly too much, but with that being said, I have a coaster trip planned, and for the summer 2020, if that coaster trip comes to be, then I would hopefully like to double those credits. Favorite coaster, Lightning Rod, Dollywood. Incredible, blew me away. 15 rides on it, and I think 7 of those rides were night rides. Trimless, it rained, so it was running super fast, and I had marks on my legs because of the airtime for a couple of days, which is always really pretty fun. Least favorite coaster, Raging Cajun at Six Flags America. Favorite theme park, I try to make as many videos about it as possible, or I try to incorporate it into as many videos as possible. That's Busch Gardens Williamsburg in Williamsburg, Virginia. Love that park. That was my first theme park, so I'm kind of biased to it, but it's just a beautiful park, quality rides, love it. Favorite manufacturer, I mean, can you go wrong with RMC? RMC is incredible. However, I feel like that's kind of a casual answer. So Intamin have their reliability issues, but once you're actually on an Intamin coaster, they're super fun. What's your favorite coaster model? Model. So this isn't specific. So what I look for in a coaster would be, the drop airtime sequences, and then, ooh, definitely woodies. I like woodies. Woodies, they innovate. You really see things that you don't see on steel coasters with woodies. I have to go with a wooden coaster. Is probably my favorite. Lightning Rod being a wooden coaster. But steel coasters offer so much. But like steel coasters, you're gonna get the speed and the height. But wood coasters, that's where the elements and airtime are at. Also with hybrids, hybrids fall into the category of a wood coaster. Between those two, it's incredible. So favorite specific coaster model. So I got 4 of them. These 4 are B&M Hypers, Intamin hydraulic launch coasters, RMC hybrids, and Intamin prefabs. Favorite theme parks and why? I'm a sucker for SeaWorld. I love SeaWorld parks. I've been to 3 SeaWorld parks, BG Dub, BGT, and SeaWorld Orlando. All of them blew me away. It's quality over quantity. They're beautiful. Everything is executed amazing. Quality over quantity is, another reason why I don't like Six Flags. But, oh my God, I love SeaWorld parks and I support everything that those parks do. What is your favorite roller coaster of all time? If you can't choose, give us your top 3. Number 1, Lightning Rod. Number 2, El Toro. Love El Toro. There's those 2 massive ejector hills. The drop gives insane ejector. The drop hurts in the back row. Same with that Rolling Thunder Hill. Rolling Thunder Hill is amazing. And then 3rd goes to I-305. Will you be doing a Europe trip in the next 3 to 5 years? If so, where? Yes. I hope to be going to Europe within the next 2 or 3 years. I have a trip planned for a week or 2. Hopefully I can get a couple of friends to go and just have a good time. And hopefully, don't want to give it away too much, but hopefully like Germany, Poland, Netherlands, France, because Park Asterix is going to be opening up their Pantheon type ride. And I think another country's in there somewhere. But that's what I would like to do. However, it might need to get shrink down because of like time and whatnot. What state has the best roller coasters in your opinion? The go-to answer for this is either California or Ohio. However, I'm going to say Virginia. When King's Dominion adds their B&M wing coaster, Virginia is going to have like almost every type of coaster. Like family launch, woodies, gigas, hybrids, wing coasters. They're just going to need a flyer and then they'll be all set. I guess you can say the same for Ohio, but I mean like the Virginia parks are really pretty. I mean like BG Dub kind of adds the experience. I don't know, maybe I'm biased towards that, but I feel like if we're talking about variety, yeah, definitely Virginia. What's the most beautiful park you've ever been to? Most beautiful coaster you've ever seen? Most beautiful park, gotta go back to BG Dub. I love it. It blends nature with the European theme. The coasters are gorgeous. They're in a beautiful setting. They always do an amazing job with their rides. They might not be the most themed rides, but where they are in the park, just with the nature, what they do, like what the rides, the elements are, like beautiful. Most beautiful coaster you've ever seen? Ooh. No, you can't go wrong at Dollywood. Like I've always liked how Wild Eagle is on a hill. That always kind of struck me. It's pretty cool. And really, I gotta go back to BG Dub. Like Alpengeist is in a beautiful location, and same with Verbolten. If the wolf was around, the big bad wolf, my first coaster, that would have taken it because it's all in the woods. Jeez, that's a really hard question. Gotta give an answer. Let's see. If it's not at Busch Gardens, I have to go back to my home park at Six Flags New England for the Superman the Spaghetti Bowl section. That's beautiful when it's summer. It's all green. Um, Absolutely. Yeah, I'm about to say Superman. You know, my home park has some high highs and low lows. That's definitely a high high. When will you do a top 25, top 50 coasters? If that's something you guys are interested in, I would love to do it. Sounds like a fun vid. If we're talking about my top 25, absolutely. That sounds like so much fun. What are your suggestions for creating your own channel? Two things. First, do it because you love to do it. Don't do it because everyone else is doing it or because that's how you're going to get the clicks and the views. No. Do it because you want to. Second, don't force the content. Take your time. I actually recommend take your time and make one video to the best of your ability, the highest quality you can possibly make it. Upload that and see how well it does. That's definitely something that really helped my channel grow with my Iron Gwazi video. That's my most viewed video, got me over 1,000 subs. I really appreciate all the support I've gotten on that video. So yeah, I just recommend taking your time, make one really good video, and if it means taking your time and doing the best you possibly can on every video, that's what I recommend. Over time, it'll become habit, muscle memory on how to make videos pretty good. But starting out, just do your best, and even if it means posting every other week, just do the best you possibly can. Take your time and learn as you go. It's all about experience. What park/number of coasters is enough to start your own channel, in my opinion? You don't need to go on any coasters to voice your opinions. Of course, if you're doing reviews or something like that, you're going to need to go on the ride. But, I mean, if you're talking about speculation or theories like something that I do, it doesn't take too many rides to go on. Just voice your opinion, what you think, and, people will follow, and it's awesome. How do you make your videos so cinematic apart from using letterbox? So letterbox is the cinematic bars at the top of the screen, often seen in my intro. So other than using letterbox, how you can make your footage really cinematic, there's two ways to do it. Very easy ways to do it. First, make your footage as stable as possible. I actually have a gimbal which goes on my camera so I can move my gimbal around and my camera stays still. It's really cool. A lot of people actually approach me in parks and ask me what it is, and that's awesome. I like to talk to people. I really like to talk to people. And anyway, keep it as stable as possible. I understand a gimbal is expensive for people, so there's some other options that you can do. If you have a neck strap for your camera, pull tight on your neck strap so the camera will be still. 3 points of contact is what you want. 2 hands, pull tight. That'll be the third point of contact. Your footage will look so much smoother. Second, you can put it against your chest or your chin. Those are also great ways to smoothen your footage. You will look ridiculous if you're filming a coaster with it against your chin, but your footage won't look ridiculous. And second is what I call framing. What you want in the footage is what should only be in the footage. Nothing more, nothing less. You don't want to be zoomed in too far. You don't want to be zoomed in too much out. You don't want to have your track off to one side. I'll probably make a video on this at some point because a lot of people do it, and I think it'd be really helpful to a lot of people. But you don't want to have it on the side. You want to have it right front and center, what you want people to see front and center. Anything else, keep off to the sides or don't put it in the frame at all. We know Six Flags doesn't work with B&M and Intamin anymore because of how expensive they are. With that being said, do you think they will work with other slightly less expensive companies that they've stopped working with, like GCI, Gravity Group, Gerstlauer, and Bakoma? Gerstlauer, throw them out of the window because of the lawsuits that happened with New Texas Giant. Unfortunate. Gerstlauer makes amazing rides, and that's really unfortunate. But I can see them taking a shot with Bakoma. With Bakoma's new launch coasters? Absolutely. I know they're doing great with, S&S, Premier Rides, RMC, but if they're going to take a shot on a new company, I could see, Bakoma being a possibility. And same goes for GCI. If they want a good wooden coaster, they haven't really been adding any RMC woodies. So I feel like GCI is the dominant wood coaster. Wood coasters are cheap, so definitely same kind of goes for Gravity Group, but I see GCI over Gravity Group. What's your editor? What do I use to edit my videos? I use a sophomore. I use a software called Wondershare Filmora. It's amazing. So many possibilities you can like do with this software. You can. It's for beginners and it's also for advanced people. It's really kind of strange how it's for both. I taught myself how to edit with it, so it's very much for beginners. However, if you are advanced, there's so many options you can do with it. Like my videos, I haven't even used the software to its max. It's like $60. Absolutely recommend it if you're starting out. Absolutely recommend it. Do I have any pets? Yes, I have 2 dogs. I have Mindy, who's a girl, chocolate lab, jeez, and Lego, who is Lego like the toy, Lego, who is a black lab pit bull mix. Yeah, they're good dogs. Did game theory inspire coaster theory? No. Game theory is a good channel. I'm actually more of a film theory type of guy. Coaster theory was actually an accident. I didn't mean to make coaster theory. I was making my Zadra vid, which is the first put together coaster theory that I made. And right in the title for it, and I just kind of put coaster theory, and it just kind of stuck. A lot of people liked the coaster theory, wanted me to keep it, so I kept it, and here we are. Coaster theory is one of my most popular segments. It's kind of cool that was an accident. But yeah, when it comes to game theory, more of a film theory type of guy. What's the worst park you ever been to? Very, 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 very unpopular opinion. I know a lot of people love this park. I had the worst experience at it possible. Six Flags Over Georgia. It was dirty. The employees were rude. Nothing was open. Twisted Cyclone and Goliath were open, which is good. At least I got on those, but nothing really else was open. Some opened later in the day. I could not find water anywhere. Park maps were hard to find. What else? It was a nightmare to get in. The operations were horrible. It was a hot day, but that I can't really blame that on the park. Yeah, I hope to go back one day and just get a better experience because so many people talk good about it, and I did not have a good day at Six Flags Over Georgia. But I know a lot of people that do have good days. So if you have a good day at Six Flags Over Georgia, awesome. Have a good day for me because I don't know if I want to go back. What do we got? What is your exact coaster count? 135. What else do we got? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? 7 pounds. I'm getting lost in my... I have so many comments. It's incredible. What's your favorite ride to look at? Not ride, just view. Ooh. This kind of goes back to the most beautiful coaster I've ever seen. I feel like Superman is definitely a plus for me. But gotta give Mako props too. Mako or Manta. Manta, actually. Manta's really nice. The lift hill, the pretzel loop, and then the... You know what? Yeah, Manta, final answer. That was a fun ride to film also. But the little swoop in after the mid-course, that's like an iconic moment for coasters. That's a really nice spot to just view coasters in general. That's a really nice spot. Okay, favorite band / singer. I'm a huge fan of Idina Menzel. Her voice is amazing. She's the one that sings, Let It Go. She's the voice of Elsa. And I actually have... I'm a big Frozen fan. I love Idina Menzel. Her voice is amazing. But if we're talking like, trendy stuff, Juice WRLD, though rest in peace. Juice WRLD's music was always relatable to me, and it's always really catchy. So, gotta go with Juice WRLD. I'm sorry, guys. My camera just died. I'm sorry about that. Let's get back into this Q&A. So, what park do you think has the best food? Something about me is I am a picky eater. I don't like food. So I can't really judge park by its food. I gotta go with Dollywood, if anything. They have such a variety. I have had their cinnamon bread, and I've had fudge at Dollywood. Amazing. And, everywhere you turn, there's food at Dollywood. Different type of food. It's not like Six Flags where you just do burgers and pizza and mozzarella sticks and chicken tenders everywhere. It's just everything's different. So I'd have to probably go with that. So would you go to Energylandia someday? Absolutely. Europe trip, Poland is part of that. Absolutely would love to go get rides in on Zadra, Hyperion, Formula, the new Aqualantis section, Abyssus, the new coaster, the Bakoma Shockwave. That looks amazing. How old are you? I am currently, as of now, New Year's 2020, 2019, 2020. I am 15 years old. However, I will be 16 in 3 months, coming up on March 29th. Favorite non-RMC coaster? Ooh. Yeah, I think it's El Toro. It's really tough between El Toro and I-305 for me. So yeah, number one's El Rod, but I'm probably going to have to go with El Toro. Do you have any hobbies outside of roller coasters? I love to film things. Really, filming is what got me into this channel. Yeah, I love to film things. I love to snowboard. Here, I'll put in a clip of me snowboarding. I've been snowboarding since I was 8 years old. Around the same time that I rode Cheetah Hunt, been snowboarding. And what else? Really, my time is consumed by coming home from school, writing up scripts. What are fun videos that people would want to see? Writing up the coaster theories, editing, recording, all that type of stuff, which is really fun for me. So that's kind of like my main hobby. But I also really like movies. I'm like a movie critic. I love to go to the movies, just rate movies, give them my own little out of 100 score. Yeah, my favorite movie is either Interstellar, Hacksaw Ridge, or there's so many good movies out there I don't even know. Or Revenge of the Sith, I'd have to say. Huge Star Wars fan. Revenge of the Sith. I'm literally holding a lightsaber right now. That's just me in general. What's your coaster count? 135. Favorite coaster restraint? The restraints on Dragan Flyer. Such a good, so underrated restraint. Underrated ride in general. But like the bar is just over your waist, and then there's nothing else. Like it goes up beside the seat, so you can move your arms around everywhere. Your legs, it's your free legs. It's honestly incredible. Those restraints. Have you ridden any coasters in the UK? If so, what have you ridden? If not, what do you want to ride the most? I have not been to the UK. I would love to go. Ride I would most look forward to would be Nemesis. Absolutely. I'm a huge fan of B&M inverts. I should probably really add that to the list of my favorite coaster models. I'd probably knock out Intamin hydraulic launch coasters and throw in the B&M inverts. Or just add it to the list. I love B&M inverts, and Nemesis looks amazing. Kind of reminds me of Montu popping in and out of trenches. Not to that extent, or Montu not to that extent, but it looks incredible. What coaster was the one that made you start in the roller coaster world? My first coaster, which really showed me what roller coasters were, was the Big Bad Wolf. So I'll give you guys a little bit of a backstory to how I became an enthusiast, because I know a lot of you guys are interested in that. So back in 2008, I was 4 years old, far before I knew what an enthusiast was. I was tall enough for Grover's Alpine Express, but I don't think I rode that till later. But there was one coaster that I was tall enough for, and that was the Big Bad Wolf. So my sister had been riding coasters all day. She rode Apollo's Chariot. That was her first coaster. I'm kind of jealous my first coaster wasn't a B&M Hyper, but I did have a really good first coaster. Little aero suspended coaster in the back of the park. Loved that thing. Rode it once. Loved it. Lapped it 7 more times. It's a shame that it's no longer around, but we got Verbolten, and Verbolten's still a good ride. But from there on out, I was like, I need to know everything about roller coasters. My 4-year-old self went to, started building K'NEX rides and checking out books at the library. Like, who does that? And just reading about them, getting exposed to as much as possible. I will say Coaster Studios has really helped me stay with the coaster community as far as up to date with things. I've been watching him since 15K. Back in 2015, my first video I've seen by him was his first 5-year plan video. I was blown away. It was incredible. I was like 10. I don't even know how old I was. And I loved it. He's really helped me. I kind of taught myself how to film based off of watching his footage. And yeah, so pretty much during that void of time between like when I rode Cheetah Hunt to now, was just been watching Coaster Studios and learning all about it through him, which is awesome. What was your first extreme roller coaster? First extreme coaster. So I have to say Cheetah Hunt, but on the side note, that was not my first coaster to go upside down. My first coaster to go upside down was Rock and Roller Coaster at Disney. That was a pretty forceful launch back then for me. I was really excited to ride it. Got off. I was blown away. I think I was like definitely after Big Bad Wolf. I was probably like 6 or 7 at that time. Yeah, I loved it. I'm actually going to Disney 2 days from when this video goes up. So, yeah, awesome. It's I love Disney. It's awesome. What's your favorite color? Red. See the curtains behind me? My favorite color is red right there. What do you think the future of this channel holds? I have such high hopes for this channel. You just gotta shoot big, and you'll get there at some point, or hope to get there. There's some things that I'm currently working on that I'm not gonna announce yet because I really want them to be a surprise, and I'm super excited to release them. You guys will find out within the next month or two what they are. But I can tell you now, I would love to do a news segment, live streams, and a weekly podcast. A podcast is something that I've wanted to do for the longest time. I made this channel and was like, okay, I kind of want to do a podcast at some point. So tell me if a podcast is something that you guys would like to see, a weekly podcast, like 45 minutes, kind of something like this, like unedited, just chilling for fun. Sit back, relax, what's going on in the coaster community, something like that. Tell me if you guys would like to see that. And I would love to build this channel into an empire. I'd love to have people from all over the world uploading videos. More than one video a day from creators all over the world, giving people, like smaller people that want to grow their Instagram accounts or their channels, giving them a voice on my channel. That's what I would want them to do, because there's been a point in time where I've been so small and I've been trying to grow, and there's been nothing to really help me grow. And if I was a big channel, then that's what I would want to do, is I'd want to help smaller channels grow, get their voice heard, get their videos up to the quality that it should be, if it's not already. Give them a voice, give them a spot on the theme park media team, and just go from there, and just have a great time doing it. Build it into like an empire that we've never seen at the coaster community, which is that'd be a dream of mine. Have like a morning news segment. I don't even know. That's so far-fetched, but I got dreams, and with you guys there supporting me, it's honestly incredible. Hopefully we'll get there one day, reach 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 subscribers, and just keep going from there. Which, if any, small family coaster do you enjoy the most? Dragan Flyer. Gotta go with Dragan Flyer. So intense, back row, got those G's, those helixes, pull a lot of G's. And also the first inversion. It's controversial. It's not inversion, but it's pretty close to an inversion. In the back of my head, I call it an inversion because it feels like an inversion when you're on it, but it's not. What's your home park and how does it compare to the rest? So my home park is Six Flags New England, and don't like it. I don't like it. Six Flags in general. I like it better than Six Flags America and Six Flags Over Georgia, but it's not up there when it's comparing to SeaWorld or Cedar Fair. It's just really not. The quality is not there. I've had some really bad experiences there. A lot of you guys probably just say, like, this kid just hates his home park. There are some reasons to why I don't like it. Tell me if you guys want to hear a rant video about it. Ranting's not really something that I like to do. You know, I'm all about positivity and, giving people voices and just being a positive place. And, but if you guys want to hear a rant video, I would be more than happy to give a rant video on why I don't like Six Flags in general, and Six Flags New England specifically. But yeah, it just doesn't it doesn't compete with the bigger parks. Do you think El Toro would be better if it had an RMC conversion? No. What would they even do? RMC is a genius. They would figure out something to do. But, right now, Toro is glossy. It's clean. There's some spots that aren't as smooth as others, but it's glossy. It's intense. But the moment it gets rough, absolutely, RMC, please do your magic. But for now, don't touch my Toro. What do you think Cedar Point will add ride-wise 2021-2022? I'm about to tell you guys the future. You guys ready? I will tell you what Cedar Point will add. Maybe not 2021-2022, but I will tell you what they will add. They're going to add an RMC T-Rex. Big shocker. But it will not be better than Steel Vengeance. It will be a Giga, but it will focus on inversions over airtime, which is their big mistake, and that's why it won't be better than Steel Vengeance. That's my prediction. I don't know. That was just a fun prediction I had. If it comes to be, that would be incredible. But T-Rex in general will just be incredible to ride. A massive Raptor, even if it has inversions over airtime. What is your favorite Six Flags park? I haven't been to all the Six Flags parks. My favorite is Great Adventure. I'm sure Fiesta Texas is going to take that when I go. Hopefully over the summer. But, yeah, right now it's Great Adventure. What's your most anticipated ride for 2020? Going back to Iron Gwazi. Absolutely Iron Gwazi. I'm hoping to get out there for the opening. And also Pantheon. Pantheon's opening. I'm super excited for Pantheon. It just looks incredible. As long as it doesn't have ridiculous amounts of downtime. Because it's an Intamin that uses a high-speed transfer track. It's going to get a lot of downtime. Will you be doing more speculations on British and European parks and coasters? Absolutely. I would love to do that. I know a good amount of my audience that watches me is European. And I do so many American videos. I really want to, give back to those Europeans. I love you guys. If you guys are over in Europe, tell me in the comments down below. I'm thinking about doing February European videos. Tell me what you guys think about that. European coaster theories, countdowns, speculation, anything like that. Like, will Thorpe Park get an RMC? Something like that. I don't know. Tell me if you guys would like to see that. What's your biggest guilty pleasure roller coaster? Ooh. Nighthawk at Carowinds. Absolutely. People hate it. I'm not one that hates it. I got off of it. I said, I might want to do that again. And I didn't. The line was too long. It was like 2 hours. I waited over an hour for it. And I was kind of, I guess my expectations were so low for it. It was a smooth ride. I rode second row. Every inversion was it was smooth. And I got off. I liked it better than Batwing. And that's kind of unpopular, but I had a pretty good ride on it. And it felt like a really solid flying coaster. What's your favorite type of coaster? So going back to my top 4, I'm going to have to give it to picking one out of the top 4. It's got to be the RMC hybrids, but really just followed up by those B&M hypers. Those B&M hypers are really fun. I've had the pleasure of going on quite a few of them. Nitro, Goliath, Intimidator, Mako, Apollo's Chariot. Yeah, I think those are the ones I've been on so far. And how do you edit your videos and thumbnails? Last question. This is exciting. How do I edit my videos and thumbnails? Wondershare, Filmora for videos, and Pixlr for thumbnails. Pixlr is a free editing thumbnail editor. It's incredible for being free. It's honestly like a mini Photoshop. Once you get the hang of it, it's really fun and easy. Learning layers, you can actually take things out of the picture. and make it look like it wasn't there. And that's really cool for me, putting up little tricky things and thumbnails to catch people's eyes. Also, just both of those are really good in general. Filmora, I think I said it was like $60. Really recommend it. Great editing software. And then yeah, Pixlr, Pixlr, for a photo editor. So that wraps up the Q&A. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Been going on over 40 minutes now, which is insane. But this is kind of fun. I kind of want to do a little bit more. I will answer one more question. This is my question. What was my favorite amusement park experience? My favorite amusement park experience was at Busch Gardens, Tampa. I didn't know amusement parks even did this, but I was at Busch Gardens, Tampa, and I was in SheiKra, waiting in line for. I was waiting in line for SheiKra for 2 hours. The first hour was just waiting in line. The second hour, we got a mini hurricane. Love that Florida climate. And just waiting in line, and hurricane came. They invited everyone up to the station. We just playing, Jenga and Connect 4. The ride-ups were there. There were so many people just chilling. It was just so much fun. I was socializing. They were playing music. Everyone was dancing. It was just like a weird experience at an amusement park, especially because I just looked to my right. I just see SheiKra's train. Yeah, but we're just chilling, and the ride-ups are like dancing and singing and playing. Like I had a competitive game of Connect 4 with one of the SheiKra ride-ups. And, where else can you get that? Not at Six Flags. But anyway, that's going to wrap up the Q&A. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I really want you guys to tell me down below if you guys would like to see a podcast. It'd probably be much more well put together than this video. This video has, it was just a little fun thing that we did talk about for a podcast. Little fun things that we could talk about every week. Would you guys be interested in live streams? If you guys have a coaster theory idea or video of some sort, put it in the comments down below. I'm gonna be responding to each and every one of you. And yeah, if you guys want to talk to me personally, DM my Instagram. Also, go follow my Instagram, themeparkmedia_ on Instagram. Link in the description down below. It'd really mean a lot if you go drop a follow, and I'll probably follow you back or something. I don't know. Thank you all for watching this video. I'm your host, Zach Burgoyce. Some people find Burgoyce too hard to pronounce, so Bourgeois. Also, Zach Bourgeois. It's just the French pronunciation. So if you say Zach Bourgeois, I turn my head around just as quick. But yeah, so I'm your host, Zach, from Theme Park Media. Sign off, and I will catch you in the next one. I'll see you on Friday.